Hello top 11 managers around the world, welcome back to your channel Mamun Prefer Gaming. In this video you are gonna watch top 3 formation and tactics in top 11. 3-2-4-1 formation. 3-2-4-1 formation is a new inclusion in our channel. We didn't really make much video on this formation, but this formation proved to be a great formation last season. I have experimented this formation in various accounts, so I see this formation works pretty well. As you can see, the main thing in this formation, which is quite amazing, is you will have plenty of defense. At the same time, you will have plenty of attack as well. So you can technically say you have 5 attackers who can score goal, who can help to score goal, and you can have technically 5 defender who can defend your goals. So which is pretty amazing. Only thing it lacks is these huge space of a middle. That means you do not have any dedicated midfielder like central midfielder MCs. Even you don't have midfielder left, midfielder right. So no ML, MR, no MC. So MCs are important sometime, and if you can play well controlling your ground in attacking midfield, you can get success despite no central midfielder. So only question mark in this formation is a huge space in the middle, central midfield. There is no player here, but of course these MCs will quickly join MCs as well. I mean, they surely work as midfielder as well whenever they need, but they need to run fast and then they need to cover the space as well. So this is the question mark. Overall, it's a great formation. It can defend well, it can attack well. So if you can build proper player for this formation, you can do really well. As you can see, the team mentality for this formation, you can go for either normal and for attacking as well. Both the mentality will be allowed, because in terms of situation, you need some time to go attack. You need some time to settle down a bit. So normal and attack both depends on the situation. You can use focus passing. You can go for mixed. This is the best option for this. And also guys, if you want, you can go for down both flank if you need it, because you have 2 flanks. But mixed is the best option, perhaps for the majority of the formation. Mixed is the best option. And passing style also you should go for mixed. And forcing counter attack, it should be off always for this formation. And pressing style, you can go for high. High will be very good for this one, but remember you need to have 99 condition in order to go for pressing style high. Go for normal, the tackling style, and marking style, you should go for zonal always. I prefer it. And the offside trap, you can go for it on or off depending on the situation. Not really gonna change the game much. And number 2 is the 3-1-5-1 formation, one of the best formation in top 11, and this one is the best formation for money users. This one is the most used formation in top 11 football manager. And last season also this formation worked really well, for the money user. I should say that this formation is a bit of money users formation. It's not the formation for the non-money users like us, because you need to build quality player for this formation. The intensity, the reason behind of effectiveness, for this formation is the intensity of midfield. So the more you create intense in your midfield, the more you create opportunity, the more you create goals, and the more you actually control the game. Like I want to give an example. If you remember about 2010 World Cup, there is a relation between these, because in 2010 World Cup, Spain owned that World Cup, and throughout the tournament Spain was actually midfield based team, and their midfield actually provided the most of the deadly passes to win, to score goals rather. So they didn't have the strikers in that time, the best strikers, the world's best strikers. They even suffered many matches because of strikers, key strikers. Of course, they had strikers, not a bad striker at all. I shouldn't say bad striker. David Villa, one of the best striker for them in that World Cup. But again, there were, more better player in, big teams, other big teams. They were having very, very good strikers than him. The reason behind his success was actually because of the midfielders, Xavi, Iniesta. These players actually in the midfield, they created opportunity, and as a result, he was able to find goals. David Villa was able to find many goals. So this way, Spain won the World Cup in 2010. Tiki-taka, tiki-taka at its best, and you should, understand this. This formation is the best formation for the midfielders. And now if I talk about the tactic, I prefer attacking tactic for this formation because it is having very, very intense midfield, and I really want to focus on attack because these midfielders will push hard to go for attack. Doesn't matter there is no striker or only one lone attacking midfielder who is a MC. Doesn't really matter because these intensive players, they'll push forward and they will surely score. You don't need when you have midfielders like Xavi, Iniesta, sort of five midfielders like these. You don't really need to focus on a striker. So now, as you can see, I'm gonna go for team mentality, attack, focus, passing. You can go for short. Through the middle as well, and passing style you can go for short as well. And if you don't want travel, you can go for mixed as well. No problem. But I prefer passing style always short. If you go for the focus passing, the focus passing, go for mixed, passing style go for short. So force counter attack always off, and pressing style high, tackling style hard. This will break the rhythm, this will break the morale of the opponent. When you tackle hard, they are gonna be really frustrated as they will not be able to go through your midfield. And so murky style should be zonal. Play offside trap, you can go for it on as well. If you want, you can also make it off as well. Hello managers around the world. Hello managers from my channel. You will be watching my And the number one formation is 4-2-1-3, guys. This one is the most successful formation, especially for non-money users, and it proved, last season I experimented a lot using this formation, and it was proved to be the number one formation. For money users, you know what? There is a truth that they can even defend with just 2-3 defenders. Yes, guys, it is true that if you have 200% plus very, very giant DCs, you can even, go with 3 DC, that's it. You don't need any other defenders. They can defend, But for non-money users, it is not possible. In that case, 4 defender formations are the best formation to win titles. This is true. So the good thing about this formation is balanced defense, keeping it 4 defenders and also have balanced midfield. You can technically say 5 midfielders. 3 midfielders are attacking midfielders. They will also create opportunity for scoring. They will also score themselves. And 2 central midfielder, making this a great midfield as well. So you already saw that you have very, very good balanced defense, and also you have now balanced midfield as well. And look at this attack, guys. 1 striker, but these 3 attacking midfielder will also act like a striker. They'll also join attacking, making the attack more and more dangerous. 4 attackers technically, 1 main striker, making this formation a very, very aggressive, balanced formation. Using this formation and tactics, I have won two club quadruple. That means I own quadruple in two clubs, and you've seen I showed you in my main club, I showed you many matches and how I own all the tournaments using these formation and tactics. So team mentality for these formation can be normal to attacking, depending on the intensity of the game, depending on the requirement of the game. If you need to score goal desperately, you can go for attacking. If you need to defend a bit, if you think that the opponent is very, very aggressive and dangerous, you can go for normal as well. Focus passing can be mixed, as usual. This is actually my default tactic, always I use this default tactic. You can change also focus passing. Mixed is a default, but you can also go for a great change, let's say if your opponent is having very, very poor DR, you can go for right flank as well. I mean the focus passing. And if your opponent is having a very weak DL, you can also go for a left flank as well. And if you think that your opponent is not having DL DR, then you can also go for down both the flank you can use. And if you still think that your opponent is having DL DR but they're not as good as your flanks, then you can also go for down both flank. Now passing style mixed is the wise option, because you need both the pass, like long and short. Sometimes depending on the situation you can go for a specific. And force counter attack, you will always keep it off, because you're not playing counter attack football here, you're playing very, very attacking football. Now pressing style, it should be low, or you can use also high. Sometime you can go for high as well, just to increase the intensity, but you should not go for a long time. You should go for a short period of time, so that your players do not get so tired easily. Tackling style easy, because you're not playing defending games. You're not going to hurt the attackers of your opponent. You're going to play very, very simply, so that you do not receive any cards. So it should be easy. Marking style zonal, always I prefer zonal. And play offside trap, off or on, it doesn't really matter. So as you can see in this match, I am 20% less than the opponent, and the opponent is a very good opponent, and I am 2-0 down. So as you can see, I am using the same formation, the number one formation, 4-2-1-3, and the tactic set for team mentality normal, and the focus passing is down both flank. So the reason is the opponent, as you can see, is not having DL and DR, so I targeted, I simply targeted his DL and DR position and used my flanks so that I can come back. And you can see this match. I'm not going to show you full match, just I'm going to share you only the goals, and you will see how I came back using this number one formation. And this formation is proved to be the number one because I have used in my two clubs, and I own quadruple last season. And this one is also better formation for the non-money user. Many of the non-money user use this formation and they win titles as well. So this one is our number one formation for the season in this channel. So here it is, 2-2 right now, 43 minutes, how I came back in this game, and I just took lead and I own this game. What a great game, as you can see. What a great formation and tactic. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, and please subscribe this channel if you are new here, because it is your channel. You are all top 11 managers, and I always make content only on top 11.